So we are going to make my favorite birthday cake granola. I don't have one ingredient, is the Made Good like Rice Krispie treats, and they're like totally allergy free and vegan, and I don't have them. But I have some other things we can add, so some more like newer things that aren't vegan, because there's like gelatin in them and stuff. But besides that, I'm just gonna do a quick little spiel. Like this is probably one of my favorite granolas to make. So I now keep all my grains and oats and everything in the freezer. Better for longer term storage. So hopefully it's fine to like, these have been in the freezer now for weeks. I thought I had everything out. Okay, so measuring cups. So again, if you watched my other like kitchen sink granola video, I would start with 2 cups of oats to just start. And I just use the old fashioned like rolled oats. So you don't want quick oats, but like the big, nice, thick oats. I always use Trader Joe's. If they're gluten-free or not, I have no idea. That's why I only eat oats, a tiny little bit of oats on the weekend, and that's it. And I seem to be relatively fine. So 1, and I usually add a little bit more like afterwards, but yeah. And I actually might even, so I'm gonna fill this one like about halfway. And I also just have this other package, it's a superfood oatmeal, but I'm never gonna use this like normally. So I'm just gonna add, there's like flaxseed, quinoa, chia seeds, and like other whole grains in there. And actually there's protein, pea protein. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this too. And then it just keeps me from having to buy more oats too. But I always try to use up the stuff that gets sent to me. And honestly, granola is like the only way to do that, because I don't eat like snacks and packaged foods. So we're just gonna put these in there, and this gets a little bit of seeds in there. And again, like you can just kind of add a little bit more, it's fine. Like I would normally just dump that in there, but in case I make something else and I just need straight up oats, I don't want to do that. So, and again, like all of this is literally just like eyeballing it and kind of doing what you want. Like you can add whatever you want, skip whatever you want, add different amounts and stuff. I just know like my sheet pan like can only hold so much. The other thing is the puff millet. I do 2 cups of this as well. And this is really just eyeballing it, because it's just, watch this, like it's just gonna, but this just bulks it up, and these don't like burn or anything. Like, these just provide more, ooh, like that, a little more something, a little more whole grain. So it's not, so every like I eat like a heaping 1/4 of a cup, so it's probably more like a 1/3 or like a 1/2 a cup, but that just makes it so I'm not getting like a 1/4 a cup of oats. So I'd probably only get like a little bit of oats, like a tablespoon or 2 of oats each serving. So I just, whatever. I'm pretty anti-oat when you're gluten-free and with celiac. So, ooh, I don't know why I just did that. I didn't measure. Again, this is like eyeballing. I usually add some afterwards too. I like that these get super crispy and stuff, but these are just the Aldi brand rice checks. So I'll do like 1, maybe a little bit more, like 2-ish. Yeah, that's good. I typically don't measure this, so it's gonna be more of just like whatever you have. And again, I just have this open, actually just opened this, but you could use like Kix or another plain cereal. I just think rice is bland, so it's not like corn where it's a lot more of like a prominent flavor. And just kind of mix that up. And then, so these, oh my God, these have to go in there. And these are the birthday cake bites from Drizzlicious. You can find these honestly online. I got this for $3. I think it was cheaper than this, but it was like on sale at Home Goods actually. So any of those like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods stores, you'll be able to find these guys. So I got this months ago. I'm just gonna open this, and I'm not gonna obviously use all of these, but I always have like this single serve like snack pack of this, and I'm so glad I found this big bag. And for some reason, the birthday cake flavor is always hard to find. I always see like the s'mores, or there's other flavors that aren't as good. Oh my god, I love these. All right, so 20 mp. You know what? I'm probably gonna put like a cup in there, and I usually break it up so it's like, ooh, these are so much nicer than when I got them like shipped to me. So about like a cup. They're sticky though, because they're kind of melting. You know, I'm gonna put all those ingredients in there first, and then I'm gonna break it up my fingers, and then Peeps go in after. So I am going to add these party cake Peeps in, but Peeps go in at the end, and because if you put them in the beginning, like you can, but it's like they just melt, and like sometimes it's okay. You know what we're gonna put them in? After we layer this granola onto the sheet pan, you put them in over top, and then they won't like, if you put them in areas where it's not gonna like on the edge, it won't like spread out. It becomes a mess, obviously. So, and then I'm going to add, actually these you don't wanna add either right away. So basically we're not adding a lot of stuff in the beginning. You kind of add stuff at the end because you don't want it totally melting. These are just pretzels. So I'm gonna add about a cup of these. I wish I had the Rice Krispie treats, but I don't think I have them, so. I do have Enjoy Life birthday cake cookies. I think that's too much, because we're gonna be adding some of these. So these, I need something a little salty in my granola, and that's where we're gonna add those. So now we're gonna take our fingers, and we're just gonna break everything up. And this is where it can be kind of like whatever. Just smaller pieces, because obviously you don't want a big pretzel. Like it needs to be in pieces when you're eating granola. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract for extra cakiness. I am gonna check and see if I have it, because I bet you, like I have this vague memory that, oh yeah, I do have the Rice Krispie treats, but I think I used them before I got that, and so I didn't have any foresight in like using them, but. And then these you can kind of break in half a little bit, the little birthday cake bites. And you don't have to, they're small enough, but I think it's good. And the frosting, like sugary stuff on there. And I don't add any sweetener to these anymore. No more of erythritol, because I don't know, apparently it's gonna kill you. I really don't know, I'm still using it in my coffee. Whatever. Can't afford the straight up stevia, so. Okay. Whew. As you can see. Okay. So now hold on while I go and check for the Rice Krispie treats. I don't think I have it, and I'm gonna make a mess, and it's gonna be pain to try to find it, but. You know what, I just made a mess, and we're just gonna skip it. It's not a big deal. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla, just a little bit, to make it super cakey. Break that one up a little bit. And then maybe 1 or 2 more of these. Okay. And then I'm going to add a teeny little bit of water just to moisten everything. I mean, I do want the Peeps to melt. You know what I forgot is my mixer, my little hand mixer. I'm going to add a few of these in here in the beginning. Okay, you know what? Last time I did it and you guys couldn't see, so I'm gonna pour this directly onto this sheet. I always use a Silpat. Is that how you say it? Silpat? A silicone baking mat, because if you don't use, like, you have to use this kind of thing. I just love like chocolate granola, so sometimes I'll just add cocoa powder to things, but I want to keep this just funfetti like. And then I usually kind of see, is there enough cereal pieces? Like I can kind of tell after I put it onto the sheet if it needs any more of like the bigger ingredients. Because again, this is just a nice little crunchy snack to go with my grain-free breakfast. And it's also like actual sugar and processed food. So, spread this out. Kind of make sure it's like kind of even, because like, you know. Okay, so like this is basically fine for now. Okay, and now I am going to add, like it's just, it depends, but I want them to be cooked because otherwise it tastes kind of gross. If it's like, it also, I kind of need them to be like stale, and these are not stale because they're brand new. So we're gonna start with 3, and little pieces, and don't, make sure like it's on top of a nice area of the oats and stuff so it doesn't leak onto the bottom, because it's kind of a pain to like scrape it from the silicone baking mat. But you can, and that's the point, but actually, honestly, I think 3 is fine for this amount. So we're gonna have 3. And then at the end, we add the candy corn. All right, so this is good for this right now. And then we're gonna put this in there for like 20 minutes or so. We'll just check it out. So it's at 350. There, and then, so it's 12:20, so to like 12:40, I'll take it out. And now I'm just gonna clean up, and I will check in back with you guys, and then we'll add the finishing touches. Okay, so it's been in there for like 20 minutes, and now I'm gonna take it out. The key though is not to touch it. So it's in there, and it's slightly moist, and then it's also gonna have the stickiness from the marshmallow. You don't wanna touch it, you don't wanna mix it around, just leave it. And then you take it out, let it cool, don't touch it again. The only time you touch it is when you're gonna put it away. And when you put it away, it's completely cool. Like you don't want to put it away warm, it has to be completely cool. So I'm gonna take it out now, and we're gonna add the candy corn on top of it so it kind of softens and melts a little bit. Should I use I usually just use a dish towel to take things out of the oven, and that can be dangerous, but you know. So we're gonna take this out now, and it's gonna be perfect. Sometimes I do like 325, but I think 350 is better because you only need it in there for 20 minutes. So now this is like very hot. I'm going to add the candy corn now. So I'm gonna either, should I bring you guys over there? Hold on. We'll do this, and we'll put it here, and then let me just do this. Okay, so now you can see this, kind of, right? You guys can see it like that. So it's nice and browned on the top. And now I'm gonna add this. So this is like, I got this during, it's like old, but it's fine. It's just sugar. This is Best by July 2023, so perfect. So now I'm just gonna add a little bit of this. So I usually pick one like super sugary thing. So yeah, the peeps are sugary, but they're not that bad. I've been putting Junior Mints because Junior Mints are vegan. Did you ever know that? Like they are, there's no dairy or anything there. I've been putting that in like my chocolatey granolas, and then, or the peppermint one that I made. I think, is that, I may have filmed that one. But these are awesome. And Aldi used to have like normal candy corn and completely allergy free, and for some reason they didn't last Halloween. So that's why I got these. And so yeah, there's a little bit of gelatin in there. Aldi didn't have gelatin, although it had honey. So, you know, you give and you take. And some candy corn has like egg in it, I think. Weird. So I usually just break these in half because one whole entire piece, unless it's small, it's just a little too much. So these, and like if it's like that already kind of broken, it's fine. And then again, like this will kind of slightly melt in there because this is still like boiling hot right now. but maybe a few more. And then usually I'll like add a little bit more cereal to it. It depends. Like when I put it away, if it looks like it's just full of sugar, I need to kind of disperse it a little bit more and feel better about myself and eat it. I will add like some more checks, and you can always add as you go along. You know, it's fine. And there you go. So now we're gonna let this cool completely. And then I just put it away, and I actually store it in the fridge now. So yes, it goes a little more stale, but I just use it up until it's like I'm done. Like it doesn't go bad, so. And that's why you can use like stale things for it, because when you bake in the oven, it crisps up anyway. So again, it's that's why it's like the garbage or kitchen sink garbage. We won't say garbage, kitchen sink granola, because you could just throw away whatever you have in there. So yeah, and now normally I would have like the Rice Krispie trees, and I have them broken up in there, and I put them in the beginning, but we don't have those. I will link them down below. I'll link down the ingredients and stuff of my favorite things to use. Because Amazon, you can always order it, like the Drizzlicious stuff, you can't find them. It's easy to just order them, but yeah. So now we're gonna wait for this completely cool, and I will come back in with you guys when I'm gonna put this away, and I'll just show you how you can kind of break it up, and it kind of forms like little chunks and stuff. It's very good. But yeah, so see you guys in a little bit, probably a few hours or so. Although it's like 100 degrees here in Florida, so I have like my ceiling fans going, and you know, it's hot, so this may take a little bit longer to cool off, but we'll see. Okay, so this is like good. It's dry. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna put it in the fridge anyway. I would say like 2 hours at least at room temperature. This actually didn't clump up as much as it should. I didn't put as much liquid in it, which is fine. But see, like you get like where the like ripped up marshmallow, it kind of makes like these little chunks. It's so good. So now, I have some leftover granola in here, but I'm gonna add it to this bag, and then I'm just gonna store it in the fridge, and that's it. So it's super simple. At this point, you can add anything extra that you want, or anything else that you didn't want to melt. But yeah, it's super simple. And again, it's really only like 20 minutes at 350. And then just let it cool. You can also let it cool in the oven. So if you like take it out, or if you want to turn your oven off a little bit earlier too, you can just leave it in there. But it also just cools in the oven. So if you don't have like counter space or whatever, just let it cool in there. But I would turn it off probably around like 15 minutes or so, so it won't get burned. Just watch it. But that is also another method, and that definitely helps with clumping. If you add about like 1/4 cup of liquid, it should be enough. But again, it depends on what you're putting in it exactly, and like what cereal you use. But I usually just do this, fold it up. It's so much easier to just put it in like that. Okay. And then, yeah, this actually was decently, didn't get dirty. And I'll like just get these ones that like fell into the mat. But yeah, that's it. It's super simple. And I love the Funfetti flavor. You could add sprinkles, anything you want. And definitely don't skimp on the vanilla extract. I did not, so I didn't add any sweetener to this. That's one of the reasons why I didn't clump up as much. So usually I would add some like granulated erythritol, so some Swerve, and no more than 1/4 cup of that. Depends on how much you're making. A few tablespoons or so. You can use any sweetener. If you use a liquid sweetener, obviously the whole dynamic of this granola will change, but you can also just add normal sweetener, whatever you want. Honestly, like I don't even need a sweet. Like there's enough sweet things in there that you won't necessarily need to sweeten like the cereal of it, but that's totally up to you. And again, no oil. Never make granola with oil. That's just waste. And yeah, and then obviously like when you're eating it, if you end up picking out all of the good stuff, you can add more in. It's totally fine. And yeah, but this, honestly, this lasts for a while, and I'm one person, so whatever. If you're obviously making it for like your family, you probably don't even have to keep it in the refrigerator. You can keep it just in a jar because, you know, whatever. But I only eat a tiny little bit, and it's just me. So Totally up to you. I like keeping it in the fridge. I just know it lasts longer. And yeah, it gets a little more stale, but you know, so. Let me know if you make this. And I wish I had the Rice Krispies, but I don't. If you're not gluten-free, you don't have celiac disease, you can use normal Rice Krispie treats. Just break them up. I'd use just two of the small bars, and you're good to go. But yeah, so this is it. Squeeze out all the air, that helps. But using like a jar, so I used to use a glass jar, but honestly it doesn't hold that much, the one that I had. So anything you have though, yeah. So I hope you make it, let me know, and I will see you guys back here next week. So like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, see you guys next week.